You'll see way more women in producer roles or in other, I would say, more support and administrative roles than you might see directing or camera or holding a camera or being a sound person. I have done all of those jobs. My name is Linda Lawson. I'm an independent producer and instructor in media arts. I didn't choose a career in media. It kind of chose me. I was working in a federal office, and this was during a time when social media was pushing for more video. Unbeknownst to me, I was going to be selected as the person who was going to be one of the producers. I had equipment available to me, but I had no prior knowledge. For a lot of the time, I had access to also a multi-million-dollar studio with crew. I was able to absorb a lot of what was going on in studio and over time field productions. You know, I knew what the gaps were in my knowledge, and I had to supplement that. Over the years, I learned about community media, and I joined my local community media organization, and through that I got formal training in studio. Because I was a producer, I had to learn how to edit, I had to learn how to plan a production, I had to learn how to engage crew. I will never forget the time I was meeting with a project manager, and the two project managers were talking to me about an upcoming production. I didn't know the answer to the questions they were asking me, and they said, "Well, why don't you know you're the producer?" And I was like, "I am?" You know, I just sort of looked over my shoulder. Are you talking to me? But it was at that moment that I came to own and recognize, you know, exactly what I was doing. And so that was my first formal job. I also was, as I said, a member of a community media organization, and then fast forward as an instructor, and then later as a staff member. In general, in the media industry, it has been, particularly on the technical side, traditionally male. Now that's changing, and it's changing fast. And that's because the tools of filmmaking and distribution platforms are becoming way more accessible. And you're seeing more and more women behind the camera. It's actually been really refreshing, the number of men who have been champions of my career. The crews that I typically work on are diverse in every way you can imagine. Well, from my point of view, diversity is our strength. It provides us with a lot more vibrant, colorful, interesting experiences. We surface stories that are little known because of diversity. I can't speak for others. I just know it's important to me to lift up the voices of the people who are often on the margins. It's interesting to me to hear those untold stories. It's important to me that the things that we see online reflect all people, all of humanity.